Playboy James Duncan makes his triumphant return to the beautiful downtown Stadium Inn and disrobes before he takes on Athleticism Personified Shawn Hoodrich. Well, some people would rather see James Duncan covered back up, but he's not going to do that. Now Duncan out of the ring. Duncan obviously stung by criticism of his physique. Hoodrich busting out a Fat Bastard reference from Austin Powers. So it looks like we're going to get underway. Duncan with a hip toss and a little strut there to celebrate his return to the beautiful downtown Stadium Inn. Duncan again takes Hoodrich over, and Hoodrich lands in the corner. Well, we get back to action here. Duncan picks Hoodrich up, and there's a slam, a pretty slam, if you will. And it don't look like Duncan has lost anything during his time away from USWO. Duncan grabs a headlock on Hoodrich. Hoodrich fights out. There's a hip toss. And an arm drag. And a drop kick. And Duncan rolls out of the ring after this flurry of offense from Athleticism Personified Shawn Hoodrich. Well, Duncan now wanting a timeout. Of course, Duncan, a former two-time USWO Music City champion, as is Hoodrich.
Charlie the champ! Charlie the champ! Charlie the champ! Charlie the champ! Go! 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 Just another coffee! Just another coffee!
Back in the ring, they lock up. And Hoodrich goes to work on the arm. Hoodrich swings Duncan around and down he goes.
Make him suffer! Make him suffer! Make him suffer!
Hoodrich, a little stomp on the shoulder of Duncan now, grabs the wrist and goes back to work on the arm. Hoodrich yanking on that arm. Hoodrich now biting the fingers of James Duncan. Hoodrich doesn't know where those fingers have been.
Make him suffer.
Naturally, Hoodrich denies any of this. Referee Big Man in charge, Chris, vigilantly enforcing the rules in this match. Hoodrich now takes Duncan down to the mat, still with the arm barred.
This little piggy went to the market. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy looked at everybody else. And this little...
Duncan reaches back and grabs Hoodrich by the chin.
He's trying to eat you.
Hoodrich gets away, kick to the midsection of Duncan. Hoodrich whips Duncan across, gives him a forearm. Duncan now begging off in the corner.
There ain't no timeout!
It's a timeout! No! They said ain't no timeout, man. Look up, man.
Hoodrich pops Duncan in the nose and bangs his head in the turnbuckles. On corner number 4, Duncan just keeps banging his own head in the turnbuckle until he comes out and Hoodrich nails him with a forearm. There's a cover. Duncan catches Hoodrich off the ropes, giving him a side slam, but only 2. Hoodrich trying to fight back on Duncan, using Hoodrich using Duncan for a speed bag. Hoodrich off the ropes and gets caught in a bear hug, a fluffy bear hug, if you will. Hoodrich's arm drops twice. Oh, well, it dropped, but it went right back up. Big Man in charge, Chris, doesn't notice this. Hoodrich boxes the ears to get out of the hold. Comes off the ropes and runs into a big fluffy boot. Duncan with the elbow drop and a cover, only 2. Bell gets 2 again once he rolls over on top of Hoodrich. Duncan with a right fist and down goes Hoodrich.
5 minutes remaining in the match.
Duncan going to work on the back of Hoodrich. And there's the bootlaces raked across the face by Playboy James Duncan. Duncan now standing on Hoodrich as referee big man in charge Chris tries to keep him from doing so. There's Duncan. Looks like that. Looks like the praying sleeper. Hoodrich looks like he's wanting to fight out of it, but Duncan has that holding pretty tight. Hoodrich back to his feet. Duncan with a DDT and a cover, but only gets 2.
Remaining.
Hoodrich with a hip toss on Duncan. There's a clothesline. Hoodrich ducks. And there's a leg lariat. And a cover. Puts Duncan in the corner, and it looks like he's going to go for a 10 punch.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Duncan pulls Hoodrich down, puts his feet on the ropes.
Wrestling fans, the winner of the match is Playboy James Duncan.
And Playboy James Duncan walks away a winner.
Did he have the ropes? Did he have the ropes? They're saying he had the ropes, Chris. He didn't see it, guys. He didn't see it.